Hey everybody, it's Tom Barnes in the Chicago scene in the Austin neighborhood with a new brick and mortar called Schweet. It is homemade Chicago cheesecake. It was started an online business, and now it is a brick and mortar that opened up in the middle of the pandemic. And I'm going to talk to the owners here in a second on their secret sauce of how they help serve the community and make some of the best cheesecake in the city of Chicago for the Chicago scene. The smells greet you, puts a smile on your face, along with the name Schweet. And this is the owner, Shamil Weddington. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So explain the name real quick, and the full name for that matter.
Oh, absolutely. It's called Schweet, the original homemade Chicago cheesecake.
So why the Schweet?
Because it just sounds sweet. It sounds good. It was, homemade, local, just warm.
Yeah, local is, I think, a big thing for you. We talked earlier, we were in the Austin neighborhood. We're right on Chicago Avenue. You have lived your life in the Austin neighborhood. So that is why it was important to take this from an online idea that you started a few years ago to this brick and mortar, right? Why don't you explain real quick?
Yeah, so we started in 2016 in our home, just tinkering around in the kitchen with the family. We're foodies. We love to eat. And we loved our grandmother's pastry. Now, she didn't make...
What was Grandma's name?
My granny, her name is Viola. She passed away
Very pretty name.
years ago. And we named one of the cakes after her, the Viola. And so she made a great pastry, but it wasn't a cheesecake. But we felt like it was worthy of being re-engineered into a cheesecake. So we fiddled around.
Or was it your husband who kind of pushed you into that direction?
Husband pushed, but there was some we involved in terms of getting that right balance and texture and flavor that didn't really exist in the marketplace.
So you started online, and then you worked with some people, and you said the pandemic kind of solidified your business model because you were already one step ahead of the game in terms of being online and keeping it small, and this opportunity to open a brick and mortar in the pandemic kind of just presented itself to you, right?
Yeah, it did. It justified what we were doing.
Yeah, you were ahead of the curve, huh?
Yeah, we were, because we started online sort of like a fluke, we just had a product and we presented it and people just started ordering it, and that prompted us to create or form it as a business. We did local markets for a nice long time, the Randolph Street Market, Chicago Artisan Market, just to name a few. Then we moved into our own micro business at 5051 West Chicago Avenue. We did that for about a year, and then of course the pandemic hit. But we were doing what retailers are trying to do now back then. That is, we were just, either online, digital, then moved to a micro site, about 150 square feet.
Yeah, and that's pretty micro for sure.
That's very micro,
yeah.
And this all you could do was move from the left to the right. Mm-hmm. And we were only open certain days of the week, because we didn't have the resources to operate like a full brick and mortar, to have employees and to have full ovens and stuff. We use a shared kitchen. And we were on all the platforms, Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, you name it. And so people kind of laughed at us. They thought that we wouldn't last because we were doing things in a very unconventional way. It looked like we weren't, really doable, you could say.
Right, and now you look like you were the trendsetters way back then, because not only did you have this business, but you opened up this brick and mortar during almost the worst part of the pandemic, and here you are. So tell me what that means to you to open up a business right here in the neighborhood that you grew up in the community that you serve.
Yeah, what it means is that small is best, and small works, especially for our community where there tends to be a lack of a number of thriving businesses, here in the Austin community. I grew up in the Austin community. I've been here for a very long time. And, we were just looking around and we could see just a number of empty storefronts. And I always tell people that, hey, we were always operating in a pandemic. So it's nothing new what we're doing now to operate with limited resources. So it was business as usual for us. And while industry was scrambling, we were just saying,
this is normal.
Well, carry on.
Right.
And so here we are, and we were presented with a bigger opportunity to have a bigger space. The West Side Health Authority is our landlord, fantastic nonprofit organization. fully supports the small business and economic development. And the AAA BNA, the Austin African American Business Network Association, they were really instrumental in helping us to get resources and opportunities to put us where we are today.
So if anybody's watching who wants to open up a business in this area, the Austin neighborhood, that is an organization that they might want to reach out to see how they can get the ball rolling with a business plan and moving forward, right?
Oh, hands down, the Austin African American Business Network Association and the West Side Health Authority, hands down, very supportive.
So let's get to the good stuff. What would you say your favorite cheesecake is, and what makes it so special?
My favorite cheesecake is the Viola strawberry, and you can guess why it's my favorite, because it's named after my granny. It was the first on our menu, and it has a great artisan-made whipped cream, of course. And then we have fresh strawberries. We have fresh fruit on all of our cheesecakes, and our signature batter.
And real quick, what's the website for people to go to check out the cheesecake and make an order?
Oh, you better know it. It is www.schweetfoods.com. That's SCHWEETFOODS.com.
And I can't get out of here without saying that you even offer up space in your brick and mortar store right here on Chicago Avenue of other businesses in the community, right?
Absolutely. So we've got a wall, and we're going to call it our Ujama wall, our community wall. And we really are really excited about what we're going to do. We're going to invite other entrepreneurs to showcase their products in our store. So it's not just about cheesecake, it's about welcoming people in so that they can have an opportunity to be seen.
And community, involving the community, helping each other out, which I feel like that is something that has come out of this pandemic. One way or another, is people realize that we need each other to survive.
Yeah, I made up a slogan some time ago, and it's called, community is the real currency of a business. You can have a really good product, and posture yourself real nicely, like you're big and bad, but without community, it's just not going to work.
For people who are walking by in the neighborhood, I said on Chicago Avenue, why don't you give the exact spot here on Chicago?
Sure. We're at 5248 West Chicago Avenue, the north side of the street in the Austin area.
And the website again, real quick?
Sure, it's www.schweetfoods.com.
And are those things that people might find on social media as well?
Oh yeah, our handle is at Schweet Cheesecake, Instagram, Facebook, we're there.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for taking the time to show me a little bit of the secret sauce, and not only with the food, but with the business itself. Thank you very much, and keep up the good work. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
All right. That's Schweet Chicago Cheesecake, homemade cheesecake here in the Austin neighborhood. TBARNAS at WGNTV.com, TBarnes at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene. Until then, thanks for watching and enjoy some cheesecake. This place is amazing.